Scott Wheeler here. You can find more of our videos. Just search Gospel for Africa on YouTube. I want to have a look quickly at the first miracle that Jesus did. And when you look at the miracles of Jesus, many of them relate to us in terms of our spiritual walk with the Lord. And there's often much typology in the miracles that Jesus performed. And in this miracle, it's the wedding at Cana of Galilee, and the disciples have been invited and they run out of wine. And so Jesus' mother says they have no wine left. And he says, well, in verse 4, why are you saying this to me? My time is not yet come. And then she says to the servants, whatever he tells you to do, do it. Then in verse 6 it says, now there were 6 stone or clay water jars there for the Jewish ceremonial washing. Jesus said to the servants, fill them with water, and they filled them to the top. And he said, draw it out and take it to the head steward. The head steward tastes the water that had been turned into wine, didn't know where it come from, and he calls the bridegroom. And he says to the bridegroom in verse 10, everyone serves good wine first, and then the cheaper wine when the guests are drunk. But you've kept the best until now. Now it's amazing in this miracle. Firstly, there are 6 earthen vessels. Now we know that Adam was made from dust, and we are of Adam, natural. And so we are the 6 earthen vessels. That's speaking of us in our humanity, and we are filled with natural water. When you think of the first birth, it's a natural birth. The second birth is a spiritual birth. And so Jesus changes the water into wine. That which is natural into that which is spiritual. And that's a picture of our lives. And so once we were of Adam, natural, and now we are of Jesus, who is spiritual. The incredible thing is this. The head steward is astounded, because why would you give the best wine at the end? Surely you give the best in the beginning, and in this case, obviously once people are drunk, you can serve whatever you want at the end because they're not going to know the difference. But doesn't life work like that? We always give our best at the beginning. Think about every project we embark on. We start out with the best. We then seem to grow weary at some point, or disillusioned or disinterested, and then often the thing peters out. How many projects have you not started? Started well, but then didn't finish well. Maybe didn't even finish at all. We think of exercise regimes that we enter into. Great enthusiasm in the beginning, but then it becomes a little bit hard. And so we give everything in the beginning, but then we kind of run out of steam, and we peter out in the end. Think of relationships. How many marriages? I mean, who enters into a marriage with this mindset, oh, this is probably not going to work? Every person I've ever spoken to who's getting married has great ambitions and plans and dreams and aspirations. And in their minds, they're going to give everything in the beginning of this relationship. And you see the young couple, and they're talking about all these incredible things they're going to do together and how their lives are going to be lived out even for the glory of God, and they're giving themselves to each other, and they're going to love each other and commit to this relationship, and they start off so well. Sadly, in some instances, you're having to counsel these same people just 6 months into their marriage, because hard work, right? Marriage is hard work. That's why so many give up. And so in life, you and I, we have this understanding. Jesus shows us that what he does in the end is greater than in the beginning. As Ecclesiastes 7:8 says, the end of a thing is far more glorious than the beginning. And God, having given this example, you look at the Lord Jesus, how he gave himself for us. But it culminates at the end, where he keeps the best for last. And he literally gives his body upon the cross of Calvary. He is beaten, his back is opened like a plowed field. His bones are visible. His beard's been plucked from his face. He's covered in spittle and blood. He's marred beyond recognition. You can't even recognize who this man is. And there he is, nailed to that cross. And he makes that final offering, and he keeps the best for last. He gives it all. He lays it all on the altar in that sense. And I would encourage us. That's God's desire for our lives. We always seem to start well. But how are you going to finish it? Are you keeping the best in your life for last? And we're kind of getting to that place where we're in this sense the last days. Surely if we're in the last days, then we should be giving our best at this time. Now's not the time to grow weary. Now's not the time to lose heart, to lose our focus, to become disillusioned or discontented, or whatever the case may be. Can I encourage us as the Church of Jesus Christ? We're in the last days. Let's give Jesus the best that we have, and let's finish having offered everything in our lives for the glory of God.